In the quiet solitude of their studios, Vincent van Gogh birthed Starry Night, and Pablo Picasso crafted Guernica. Their isolation, one in an asylum, the other in a peaceful retreat, became the crucible for iconic masterpieces, transforming inner turmoil and contemplation into timeless art. Isaac Newton, Nikola Tesla, J.K. Rowling, Steve Wozniak, and of course even Albert Einstein were just a few who have used solitude as a means to achieve great things. It's one of the least utilized superpowers that the human mind possesses, the ability to get away from it all, take a step back and grapple with one's own thoughts. It is to be alone and not lonely, and it is not a weakness. Just as it has served the greats of history, delivering them their highest achievements, it is a tool that can serve you too, but only if you know how to utilize it. And if you want to know how, watch till the end. Let's start by clarifying what solitude isn't, and it isn't loneliness. Solitude is a chosen state of being alone, an act, while loneliness is a feeling. You can revel in the solitude in nature, being alone yet feeling great joy, or feel the sting of crippling loneliness even as you are surrounded by loved ones in a bustling party. Unfortunately, many people conflate solitude with loneliness, a misconception often perpetuated by media and advertisement. In films, solitary characters are often portrayed as sad, depressed, or socially awkward. This loner is depicted as troubled, antisocial, and sometimes even hostile. And this misrepresentation has led to the false association that those who actively prefer solitude have troubled past, are brooding, gloomy, and are planning society's downfall. But actually, antisocial behavior are about one's actions towards other people and not one's desire for social interaction. A more accurate term for those people who prefer a solitary lifestyle while not being forced into it would be actively asocial. I coined that term, but in my mind it works. This term refers to a lack of motivation to interact in social activities or to prefer solitary activities over them. Asocial individuals can enjoy isolation without feeling lonely. However, if they avoid social interaction because of fear or they are being forced by something, such as anxiety, then this is passive asocial behavior, and it is not something that I would consider solitude, but indeed loneliness. I think it's mostly about your mindset, and it is a delicate game of balance. For clarity, loneliness is a subjective feeling of isolation or disconnection from other people. It's not about the physical absence of people, but the perceived lack of meaningful social interactions. Loneliness can be harmful for yourself and for society at large. It is the polar opposite of solitude, which can be an enriching experience if embraced correctly. It provides a space to reflect on regrets, plan for the future, and meditate. In solitude, you work on your business, your life, and not in it. And that's a very important distinction. You cultivate to be kinder and a more self-aware individual, ready to contribute positively to society. But that's not what's happening in most places. In much of the consumerist world, people dread solitude. Including the movie and TV examples from before, the news and media also sensationalizes those who prefer isolation, to go to an off-the-grid lifestyle. They overlook the potential for self-discovery and peace. And social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram glorify constant social interactions. That's how they make money, duh. Of course, they would suggest that solitude equals failure. Advertisements too push the narrative that success in life and happiness is tied to social status and consumerism. They imply that solitude is a problem to be fixed. This collective messaging brainwashes us to fear solitude rather than to embrace its potential. And I am certain that there are countless other ways that the modern society teaches us to fear this amazing superpower that is solitude. I can't list them all, but if you know a thing or two that I have missed, be sure to comment them below. Let me learn from your experience. This is why I made this video in the first place. If I can break even 5 people's misconceptions about solitude, then I will be successful. So as always, let's start with Finland. Since I'm going to be moving there soon, I've been studying what they and their culture is like. And I've come to the conclusion that in Finland, solitude is part and parcel of their amazing Nordic way of life, which, according to most lists, is the most happiest way of life. Silence and solitude are given special care in Finland. It is a skill to be nurtured, and their society and culture have evolved in such a way that people there learn to cherish solitude rather than to shy away from it in today's fast and furious world. For example, Finns are known to have a deep connection to nature, and they have a tradition called every man's right, literally enshrined into their laws, which allows anyone to roam freely in nature, pick berries and mushrooms, and even camp overnight in the woods. This deep connection to nature provides a tranquil place for connection, reflection, and rejuvenation. Imagine a Finn alone in a forest, gathering wild berries, the silence broken only by the rustle of leaves and the hoot of the owls. In Finland, the serene wilderness is seen as a sanctuary for solitude. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? If you think so, give this video a thumbs up. It's really going to help out with the algorithm. And after that, after you finish watching this video, try to take a walk outside in nature, or try to simply sit there quietly, turning off all your devices, letting the natural world quietly soothe your nerves and your mind in solitude. Finnish education also emphasizes independent studies, forcing the young minds to become comfortable with solitude. Even kids learn to set aside time for self-directed learning and creative projects, discovering how solitude can foster creativity and problem-solving skills. It nourishes their growth mindset even when there is no help around. I personally feel this clearly while writing scripts for YouTube videos. As I sit here alone with my thoughts, the ideas keep on appearing in my mind one after another, and it's my job to select amongst them. And it's not really that hard because I am in solitude and there are no distractions around. Solitude is entwined with many Finnish rituals too, the most famous of which is the Finnish sauna. Sauna in Finland is religious. It is a secret space for contemplation and healing, and it's actual proof that solitude can even be found and cherished in communal spaces. For the rest of us who aren't in Finland, we can create our own rituals for solitude, like a quiet morning coffee or a nice evening walk, and these can act as our daily touchstones for reflection. The Finnish folks also have the philosophical concept of sisu, embodying resilience and bravery. The nearest English translation, in my opinion, would be integrity or grit. It teaches us that in times of solitude, you must build the resilience to face challenges head-on, because when you're alone, all the nasty sides of your personality will resurface like mental demons. Confront your thoughts and fears. Using solitude as a weapon, plan and gather your strength to defeat all the noise. In this way, we can harness the power of our own sisu, just like the Finns do. And isn't this exactly what a meditation is all about? I don't know about you, but Gautama Buddha would be really proud of the Finns today. Solitude is not a permanent state of being. It does not have to be, nor should it try to be. Again, it's all about the balance. Just as we need social interactions to feel understood and connected with others, we also need solitude to reflect, rejuvenate, and reconnect with ourselves. It's about finding the right equilibrium that suits your personality and needs. It is not a punishment, but a gift. It is remembering to nurture our inner child in the quiet of the night, to take a step back so that we may plan 100 steps into the future. It is a potent drug. Trust me, once you get used to it, there is no going back to the dopamine spike-induced lifestyle that most of society has gotten so comfortable with. Actually, now that I think about it, learning how to balance solitude with a social lifestyle might be one of the reasons why Finland is considered one of the happiest countries in the world. Behind their quiet and introverted exterior, the Finns really do have some gold nuggets of tips and tricks on how to be happy and content and satisfied. Because they baked these into their very laws and traditions. I want to learn all about them, and then I want to share it with you. If you think you can appreciate that, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I mean, you've watched this far, might as well do it. Let's explore how to be happy together with stories from Finland and sometimes beyond. And before you leave, in this video, I talk about one more trick that Finns use to maximize the happiness in their lives. If you want to know what that is, then watch that video. But do it alone, in a quiet, silent, solitary place. Namaste, thank you for watching. Moikka!